Ignition sequence start. 6, 5.
It's one small step for man.
2, 1.
Everything is go here.
Welcome to Stay Relevant, my wandering conversations with interesting people. I'm Mike Savola.
Hey, this is Houston. We're copying.
The Eagle has landed.
Well, welcome to another edition of Stay Relevant. I'm Mike Savola. My guest today is Stefan Monica. He's a camera operator, voiceover talent, and saxophone player for the Redskins Band, right?
Just now promoted in my 46th season as the saxophone section director.
How did you get to be in the Redskins Band?
I was going to band one day when I was a sophomore, junior in high school, sophomore, I don't remember exactly when, 1969. And there was a fellow named Ray Finkelman who's in the Redskin Band. Ray sat next to me all the time, and he said he was going to Redskin Band practice that night. And I said, wow, that's cool. How did you get into that? And he had told me, it was just like 2 years he had been in total.
Wait, and this was in high school? He was in high school and he was in the band in high school?
Yes.
Wow.
And I said, gee, I wonder if I could get into that.
So you auditioned?
I auditioned, and I didn't know it at the time till many, many years later, but there was a young guy named Willoughby who had gone to Philadelphia the season before, 1968, real thin, emaciatingly sickly kind of guy.
Okay.
The poor fellow contracted pneumonia and died.
Oh.
And
Okay, this is a sad
then
story.
here I am the next season in April of 1969, April of 1970, I don't remember which, for the specific start.
They called you.
And we went down to Hyattsville Armory.
Okay.
And I auditioned in a coat closet with Noble Barnes, who was the director of the band then.
So you did the audition. How long did it take before they said you were in? Did they tell you right on the spot?
3.5 minutes. That's all.
So what you're telling me is somebody has to die for you to get into the
you don't
Redskins
have to.
Band.
No,
That's how competitive it is, right?
you have to
People stay
pass.
for life. That's what I heard.
We have regular people, and then we have reservists.
Oh, so when somebody gets sick, they call the reservists?
Correct.
Okay, just like the military.
It's not a big. It's
Except
one
you
of
don't
the
have to kill
greatest
anybody.
organizations you will ever see in your life.
Well, let's go into it a little bit. I mean,
Okay.
there's only I thought every team in the NFL had a band, but apparently that's not true.
That's
How
not
many
true.
are there?
There are two of us at this point.
Wow.
Baltimore, who had started in 1962 under the auspices of a fellow named John Zemund.
And that was the Colts.
And that was the Colt Band, and he's been with them that long, and we've had him to our banquets and everything.
Oh, so the when Baltimore moved
They
to
didn't take the
Indianapolis,
band
they
with
didn't
them.
take the band with them.
No, and it's even funnier, Mike, because guess what?
What?
The Ravens Band, which the Colt Band then became the Ravens Band, they play the old Colt fight song, but without any words.
Do people know that? That's what it is?
I'm sure the Baltimoreans know that very well.
But
I'm
they've
sure.
adopted it as a Ravens fight song.
Yeah. It's a great band. Some years back, and historically, I think it was like 20 years ago, I was asked to go in a session with the NFL with a couple of other people to try to see what I could do to orchestrate new bands in Tampa Bay and New England. And the owners there got the bands together, and they did it for about a season, and then they thought it was a lost leader.
So they weren't
So they weren't interested.
It's costing them money.
I guess. Well, you have to compensate your people somehow.
They
Well,
give
you tickets.
They give you 2 tickets.
Yeah.
What does that cost them? The Redskins, it's nothing because they got all these empty seats these days.
Well, that wasn't always the case, really, because the place had been sold out till about a year ago, I understand.
A year? Really? Okay. We'll take your word for it. A year ago.
I like my Redskins, man. The band is very nice.
How much do you guys practice? You practice every day?
Practice
you practice
Wednesday nights.
one night a week?
At FedEx Field on the parking lot.
Okay.
And we go through all our
Your
motions
marches
and everything.
And
that's from 8 p.m. Wednesday till 10 p.m. Wednesday.
now, can people come out and watch you do that?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. They have a contingent of runners that like to run around the stadium, believe it or not. And
do they
see
ever
us.
throw tomatoes at you?
No,
Okay,
no,
just checking.
it's nothing like that.
So you do Wednesday
Interestingly
nights?
enough, you mentioned that, and I want to say one more thing about the Ravens group. They practice on Sunday mornings at 6 a.m.
Wow.
until game time. That's their practice session. And then game time is like 1 to 4, and then they're off. So 6 a.m. till like 4 or 5 p.m.
That's a long day. You get probably built up a lot of spit in those trumpets. I remember I played trumpet in high school, and there was a lot of, you had that little valve at the end.
The valve is always,
the spit valve, and it's always.
I never understood you trumpet players that way. So,
So
you should have a spittoon, shouldn't you?
we should, but we never did. So tell me. So you practice. What kind of songs? I know there's the Redskins. The Redskins song,
funny
"Hail to
you
the
should
Redskins,"
mention
which
that.
everybody loves. Well, not everybody, because
It's
of
from
the
our
name
greatest hits
controversy.
album. Actually, we do have a greatest
But
hits
what
album.
what other things do you play?
It's it's a ball of fun from start to finish. Go ahead.
So on Wednesdays you practice. You get to the game day. What do you guys do? What time do you get there? How many hours before game time? What do you do?
I have to
Polish
go
your
usually,
trumpets and what?
Oh no! For a 1 o'clock game, we leave at 9 in the morning from my
So it
house.
probably takes you 45 minutes to get there. So you're there almost like
10:45 a.m. usually is a check-in time.
So a couple hours before game time. Not
Right.
bad for a 1 o'clock game. Yeah.
All right.
Now,
so then, huh?
I'm sorry. Keep going.
No. What I'm saying is we get there, and then we have until an hour and a half before kickoff to do the march around, what they call the march around. So we formulate the band into our
Marching.
configuration.
Configuration.
Exactly. Then walk out to the outside driveway, the circle around the stadium, and march around the stadium, playing "Hail to the Redskins" and usually like 2 or 3 other pop songs we've got. The march around finishes, then we go back. We have about a 20-minute layover in the locker room. Then we go out in the tunnel that goes out onto the field.
Yeah, the one that the players.
Then we
come
do
in.
the pregame show, which is usually for a 1 o'clock game from 12:45 to like 12:55. We have like 10 minutes that we do a pregame march through on the field. Stand at attention while the banner is done, or if we do the Star Spangled Banner, come off the field, go back into the locker room, get our bags and stuff, and go up to our stands and watch the game.
And then you come out at halftime. You play at every touchdown. You play "Hail to the Redskins."
Hail the Redskins. That's standard
And,
operating. And
what?
the point after.
How about field goals? What do you play then?
Hail the Redskins all the way through.
Oh, okay.
But, being that you get a touchdown and then there's a little bit of time and then you have the field goal unit come out, you have to play an abbreviated version of the Hail the Redskins after the touchdown itself, and you got to be at the ready. Let me tell you what.
So you play sort of like "Hail to the," and then you play...
No, we play Hail to the Redskins one real quick time through.
Yeah, I know, I'm just kidding.
And then for the point after, then you play the full Hail to the Redskins.
Do you ever get tired of playing that song?
No.
You play it so many times?
No.
Here's the funny thing. A lot of people in the stands, they don't know the words. They put it up on the billboards. And
They do. That's one of the very nice things they did.
They don't. No, they don't. They put it on the billboard so that we can sing along. It's very nice of them because I don't know all the words.
Well, that would have been great for a long time in passing, but now it's standard operating. You could find your way along with us, no sweat.
Yeah. Well, it's good because, for a long time there we weren't singing it because they weren't scoring, so we forget the words. So I think that's why they do it. So how many people have been there as long as you have? It's pretty much a long-term
the
thing,
number
right?
there are dwindling. We got Bill Harry's been in since 1948.
Wow.
Some of the other guys came in the 60s. My former line chief, Steve Twyford, came in 65. Some of these people have been around a good long while.
But even if it's not 40 years,
70s.
they've been around 20, 30, 15 years. It's a long time for something you don't get paid for.
Well,
you get
and
a couple of tickets,
the
you
other
don't get
thing
paid,
was,
so that's,
for the longest time, the sax section, between 10 or 11 guys in the sax line, we had like 900 years service in the band.
Wow, bunch of old folks.
No, it's just, we're not old, but like I'm 62. Steve Twyford was 65.
Now you have a ring on. Is that a Redskins band ring? What is that?
The Redskins, Larry Michael decided
The voice,
to go.
the voice of the Redskins.
Great fellow.
I can't do a Larry Michaels
Somehow or
impression.
another, I don't know all the background, but he had a meeting and decided to give us, with more than 20 years, a commemorative ring that says it's got Redskins on it. And Redskins, not anything about the band. It's got your name on one side and the amount of years you had on the other. So you have to have at least 20 years.
And everybody gets that once they reach 20 years?
No, not everybody. They only gave it out in 2010.
Okay, so
It remains to be seen what they're going to do in follow-up times, but we got a lot of guys that are right on the cusp.
It's a nice ring. That's big. That's humongous. You could hurt somebody with that. How much do you think you get for that at the pawn shop?
At least $39.95. I'm kidding.
So
I wouldn't sell that for love nor money.
So do you do any other gigs besides Redskins? I mean, do you play other places?
I played at the Washington Touchdown Club. I played. In fact, I ran into Jack Klugman down there one night while we were playing.
Did that hurt?
No, it hurt him maybe some. Yeah, I shouldn't have hit him so hard when I ran into him. Anyway, nice guy, nice fellow. I play all sorts of places. B Street Blend is the name of our other band, and I DJ also. I was Steve Spurrier's favorite disc jockey when he was the Redskins head coach.
Wow, nice. Tell me something that nobody knows about the band. Any secrets? Any dark secrets?
Oh, good heavens, no.
No, yeah, that means there is. There are lots of them. You just
I got none. How much money do I owe them? I don't know. No, it's all.
It's a lot of stories about
Funny you should mention something.
Difference between Jack Kent Cooke and Dan Snyder. Do you see an appreciable difference as being in the band? Any difference, or you don't really deal with it?
We don't have any contact with those fellas at all. When the times we've seen them, they've been very great to us.
So no secrets? There's no secrets in the band? How about like a secret initiation? Anything you have to do once you get in the band?
No, there isn't any, no.
Well, I know what I want to ask you. You guys used to have those really cool uniforms. It's got, and now it's not PC. Used to have the headdress, the full feathers. Remember those? Of course
I'll
you do.
tell you.
What happened? Tell me about what happened to those.
In
rid of those.
pecking order, when I came into the band, there was a white uniform with red.
Yeah.
All right. Ruffles and stuff.
Ruffles,
what is it called?
Yeah, on the sleeves.
On the sleeves and whatnot. And we had headdresses. And headdresses cost like $350, $400 a piece. The year I came into the band, Mrs. Lombardi, Vince Lombardi's wife, got us our new uniforms, which were red and gold. And we had them till like 1985, 1986.
With the headdress still?
The headdress, yes, sir. And the headdress has been with us up until like 3-4 years ago. And now we have a regular college band thing with what they call a shaker, which is the high top hat, that college bands wear. And to be honest with you, it takes away some of the pomp and circumstance. But I'll tell you what, we had to have one of the people in the utility crew always watching out for our feathers. They're breakable as heck.
Oh, okay.
It's just wear and tear. You got the headdress I had since 1970.
Wow. Yeah.
Till like 2009 or 2010.
So that was probably pretty smelly from all your sweat.
No, believe it or not.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I'll tell you what, though, when you have
years.
a fierce wind whipping through the stadium, that
Take
thing,
off? So like a flying nun?
It just kind of, but it's something to be reckoned with, certainly.
The whole Redskins thing, that's a fascinating story. A lot of people don't know that, and appreciate you coming, Steph.
Thank you, sir. You
Stephan,
have a good one, Mike. All the best in all of your upcoming interviews.
Well, I thank you very much. My guest today has been Stefan Monica, voiceover artist, saxophone player, and Sax Section Leader for the Redskins, a new promotion for him. Thanks again, Steph.
Thank you, Mike.
The podcast is Stay Relevant, wandering conversations with interesting people. Original music by Popmark Media on the web at popmarkmedia.com. See and hear more on my website at mikesabola.com. Until next time, try and stay relevant.